This is Charmaine, and we are back with another hot topic.
4 common topics couples fight about.
Yes.
It's going to be crazy.
This is going to be a blessing because this is going to eliminate some of the arguing, the bickering in your relationship. If you could take some of these key points, maybe identify some areas that maybe you're repeatedly arguing about the same subjects over and over again, you can start, fixing some of those issues.
Okay, number one. This was a song back in the day from Salt and Pepper. The song goes as, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you. And that's how it did go. Anyway, so the number one thing people argue about is sex. Now, let's break this down into different sections, okay? The number one thing they argue about is frequency. How many times are we getting busy this week?
How many times? We only got busy 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now here's the challenge. One person feels like needs are not being met.
Right.
Other person feels like they're being badgered,
and
harassed,
hassled,
and chased around the room. Well, let me tell you, you better be happy somebody chasing you. Yes. You better be glad that somebody wants you. And if somebody wants you, you better let them have it.
But what if they already think that they're giving it up a lot?
Well,
and this person's just like a nympho.
Well, again, there's seasons in relationships where we have to adjust, compromise. I know at one time in our relationship, I was a madman. I was crazy. I wanted every second of the day.
It was insane.
In the membrane. Anyway, so it was like that for seasons. I am much better, but I'm not that much changed.
Right. I agree with that. A lot of couples also complain about, as far as sex goes, they complain about not having the foreplay. And it could be on both sides. It could either be on the male side, because males need to, you gotta prepare them.
Yes, pampering, initiation.
Touching, kissing.
This is a big one. Why do I always have to initiate? Can you want me, please? I mean, the girl on the street want me.
Right.
People want me.
I think women sometimes feel like it feels better when the man initiates versus the woman. But I think a lot of men complain about their wives or their spouses not initiating sex. And they're feeling like they're not wanted. And it may not be they're not wanted. The wife may just feel uncomfortable initiating. So that might just be something that needs to be communicated.
Now, you said a key word, communication.
Yes.
There are different rules in our relationship. Now, we don't put you all up in our business. But this joker had the audacity to say, you ain't lock the door. Now,
that's a clue.
But how am I supposed to know when to lock the door?
When I give you that eye.
How am I supposed to know that's the eye?
Look.
I understand that, but the challenge is sometimes I think you look like you're sleepy. You be giving me the eye and you go to sleep.
But that door locking, boy, that's like a clue.
But the challenge is she locked the door and then went to sleep. So I said that's a mystery. Yes, you did.
When?
I don't know, but you did. So my point to you is there are clues that sometimes we don't communicate clearly.
Right.
Or like she like, well, why you have underwear on? Well, am I supposed to know?
If you have underwear on, that means you don't want to have sex.
How am I supposed to know? I mean, my point is, there's so many little miscues. Right.
You have to talk. You have to just say what you want.
You have to say
it. And it may be uncomfortable, and that's why you have to talk about it often.
Yeah, to get clarity.
If you talk about it often, then it becomes less uncomfortable the more you talk about it.
I want to have sex with you. Mm-hmm. All right. Number two.
No. Another one, real quick, is you need to let your partner know when you want to change things up. It's getting boring. It's getting mundane. If you want to change things up, let your spouse know. That's not something you do just spontaneously during the act. So that could be an issue too.
Number 2, money.
Money. Finances. Money. Budget. Some people didn't grow up with a budget.
That's true. Well, the biggest challenge is we have different eyes.
Right. And some people grew up poor and some people grew up with money. And based on how you think about money and your perspective, you could treat it differently.
Correct.
Because if you have like, I don't say poverty mentality about money, then you always think about things differently than like
scarcity.
That
You might think about scarcity, and we often debate about the value of what you spent the money on.
Right.
Whereas it may not have value to one person, but it's valuable to the other person.
That's good.
Some people feel like some things they buy are wasteful.
Right.
No benefit.
Right. I remember when we first had children, our first son, JOMO, I would buy him Nikes. And I would buy him Nikes because I would buy JOMO Nikes or myself Nikes. I would never go to Walmart or Target or whatever to get them shoes. So I think we were in Walmart or somewhere, and little JOMO wanted these Batman shoes or something.
Yes,
they
Lord.
were Bobos, right?
They're like Batman Bobos.
Ain't nobody buying no Batman shoes from Walmart. You know, I was like, no, babe, you can't have those. And he had a fit, and JOMO said, see, he don't want the Nike Charmaine.
He wants
Batman. Batman sneakers from Walmart.
And the challenge is, so much of spending on children is not for the children, but a reflection of the parent.
Yeah.
I can buy my baby Jordans. The baby don't know who Jordan is, baby.
Don't care.
The baby don't care about no Michael Jordan. He don't care nothing about it. He wants SpongeBob SquarePants
right.
shoes. So sometimes we have to realize that some of our spending is not really about the child. It's about reflecting that we have it.
We have it, or not wanting your child to have less than what you would have for yourself.
Or giving your child more than you had for yourself.
Right. You want to do better.
Correct. So all these things create stress.
Right.
Then savings, saver versus spender.
Right.
Should we save? How much should we save? Budget.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cuss word.
This is really good about, like, at the very beginning of the year, what we talked about, we nailed it home, setting goals. You have to have goals. You have to have financial goals, and you have to stick to them, barring any like major catastrophes or medical issues or whatever. You have to stick to your financial goals, and you have to, you know, we do it on a quarterly basis. Check. How are we doing? How are we saving? Are we doing a good job? Is our plan working? Do we need to tweak some things? So I think, too, you need to identify who is the better financial person. Who should be the one paying the bills? Because just because you have the money doesn't mean that the person's good with paying bills. I know a lot of people lights got cut off that have the money in the bank, but they just forgot for whatever reason to pay the bill.
With that being said, drama increases when money decreases. Let me say that again. Drama increases when money decreases.
Yeah.
You want to have some healing fellowship, let the money get short.
It feels so good, though, to meet financial goals together as a team.
Correct.
So I definitely encourage you all to sit down, go through all your finances, be honest about your entertainment budget, your going out, your vacation budget. Be honest about how much you spend at Starbucks or McDonald's or going to restaurants. Be honest, because if you're not honest, the numbers are going to show at the end of the month.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And be honest about the budget. I mean, the bonuses you got.
Oh, some people be sneaking up.
Sneaking.
Just write that out for a check. Don't direct deposit that in the account.
Yeah. Now, by the way, with all we said about money, rarely do couples agree on finances. Rarely. Meaning, it's hard to see eye to eye, so you're going to find a way to compromise. All right, number 3, biggest argument, children. How many to have? Should we have? Suppose we're having issues having them.
Right.
What about in vitro? What about adoption?
Right.
What about none? What about another one? All these questions bring drama. Here's another big one. How to discipline the child.
You know, if you guys grew up differently as far as religion goes or spirituality, that is huge. You know, how are we going to raise our kids? Are we going to raise them, you know, in a Christian household? Are we going to raise them, you know, only going to church, Christmas, Easter?
Private school, public school.
Right.
Clothes, cell phones, apparels, cars, college tuition, private, all these rules.
House rules.
Checking them, you know.
Making them earn the things that they get.
Why you beat them, I can't beat them. Why you spank them, I can't spank them.
Right.
Why you can get loud, but if I get loud, it's like, whoa. All these things are issues that people, grandparents.
And the thing is, we always say, your children, you have them temporarily. they're on loan.
Correct.
They're going to leave you. They're going to start their own family. They're going to have their own spouses. Don't mess up your marriage for your children.
And lastly, the past.
Oh my goodness.
When I look
you
back,
saw that?
When I look back
over
my life.
um,
we have to be mindful to not allow the past to destroy our future.
Yes.
So many times we allow broken relationships, past hurts, past pains to infect our current relationship.
Right.
What happened to you was not your current spouse's issue.
Right.
It happened to you.
They didn't do it to
you. And
you.
if you do not heal from your past, you will allow your past to destroy your current relationship. You need to be healed and whole.
Right.
So the key aspect, 2 Corinthians 5:17 says this, therefore, if anyone be in Christ Jesus, he's a new creature. Old things passed away. Behold, all things are new.
Yes.
This is difficult because in our world, many of us were not virgins.
Right.
No.
So we bring soul ties.
We bring soul ties. We bring relationships. We bring past experiences, sexual, physical, emotional. We bring in, and now we're trying to mesh with a new person
who's had other issues.
Who has other issues. So now we have a bag of issues, and if we don't get ourselves settled, that what happened in the past is the past, we will allow our past mistakes to destroy our future dreams.
This is so good because a lot of people don't address it, their past affecting how they make decisions now, who they're able to be around, how secure they feel, the type of environments that they feel most comfortable in. A lot of that has to do with your past. And if you don't try to, like Jomo said, heal, it will affect and destroy your marriage. So you want to make sure, don't let pride get in the way of you actually seeking out help if you cannot, figure out how to process the information, or, not process information, but memories and having bad things that happened to you in the past. Make sure you address them. And if you can't address them yourself, make sure you don't allow pride to get in the way of you actually getting professional help. And maybe it's something you guys have to do together as well.
Agreed. Last thing I say is children are not a part of the past. So what happens when you say, I'm letting go of the past, but if you have children from the past relationship, it's going to be very difficult to release the former spouse, baby daddy, baby mama, because the child is a bond.
Connector. Yeah.
So be mindful that if you are in a relationship, going into another relationship, that you cannot just cut off the former person.
And it doesn't matter how old they are either.
If there's a child that met in between. So just saying that, because sometimes people just want to write people off.
Right.
But
you can't write off children.
You can't write off children. They're part of the package. So if you marry a person that has kids already, just understand there's certain things that are coming with the package.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I think this was good tools. I hope it helped you.
Yeah. 4 things. We'll go over one more time. Sex.
Money, which is your budget.
Number 3, children.
And last, your past. We hope this helped you.
All right. God bless you. And remember, love, laugh, and learn.